Okay, the first is from Tong Shin Shi, who will be followed by Shom Shin.
Come to the podium, please. Come forward to the podium, please.
Good evening, Council Member. My name is Ying Pan, and I'm the massage owner of Sandy Springs. And my address is 5944 Rossville Road. And I'm here tonight to present some licensed massage business in Sandy Springs. And we are including TJ Massage, Help Solution Massage Spa, and Head to Toe Spa Sandy Springs May Massage. We want to share a request with you tonight. We hope as the city to continue the Sandy Springs permit system will maintain strong enforcement. First, we purchase the city and the Sandy Springs Police Department for you continue work to keeping our community safe and maintain professionally standards. That also is important to us as well. We fully support regulations, law enforcement, and follow the rules in the massage industry. We strongly oppose illegal massage business. As a licensed business owner, we are committed to obtain legally and working close with the cities. At this time, we would like to share our concerns. Due to the recent change to the permit system, some massage therapy who have worked legally for many years are no longer able to work. There are hardworking people who follow the laws. They just want to continue their work legally and support their family. However, their permits has expired and now cannot be renewed. So I hope as to the city to concern keeping the permit system in place or providing a reasonable transition periods so licensed business and therapy can continue to operate legally. Be clear, we are not asked for laws, rules. We support enforcement, institution and law enforcement. Business that violates the laws should continue to face penalties. Additionally, we also wanting to agree to increase the premium fee to improve enforcement. We are now be part of the solution. We want to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. We also want to submit a ginger letter from our business representatives. Thank you for your time and listening.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
So do I also have some of the paperwork required to submit this one?
We recorded it, so we've got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Next,
Next, we have Dante Carter.
Mr. Carter.
Good evening. Good evening. Excuse me. Good evening, Mayor Paul, City Councilman. I just wanted to begin by first just thanking Councilman Andrew Chinsky for coming out to the Black History Month that we kind of put together late notice. Councilwoman Dr. Kelly, your office coming by, thank you. Mayor Paul, I know you said you had previously scheduled city programming, so completely understand, and I just want y'all to know that meant something. You know, this wasn't a gotcha moment or political theater. It was answering a call that came from within the community to do more for Black History Month. And because of that request from the community, I'm hoping the city will answer that call as well. There's real Black history here, real local living history. from Ms. Shirley Pruitt, the oldest black resident in Sandy Springs, to Melvin Peters, a Vietnam veteran and Purple Heart recipient. They were born at Grady, raised in DeWalds Alley. Their lives were shaped by people like Warren Johnson, a formerly enslaved man who became an advocate for education in North Fulton. The Alpharetta Colored School that he helped to found educated children from DeWalds Alley and carries on that legacy. In 1965, Peters and 11 of his teammates won the Georgia State Basketball Championship. They were the first team, regardless of race, from North Fulton County to win a statewide title. Their recognition came in 2023, but it did not come from the city of Sandy Springs. That matters, because many of those young men were from right here in this city. That's Black history. Kind of skipped ahead, I apologize. What I'm hoping to do here is to not pass blame. It's about context and ensuring that we can push my two asks, our ask that came from within the community, that we have a citywide function for Black History Month that the city will be willing to put on separate from Juneteenth. And the request about Juneteenth is that we can focus on the history here within Sandy Springs. I know for one, I live on 300 Nesbitt Lake Court out in the Panhandle. My home was built on a former plantation. I used to run by the Woodall Farmhouse for 10 years and didn't really know what it was until I started doing some research on it. But this is the home that I pay taxes on. It's a home that I raised my little girl in, and it's a home that sits on history. And so the two asks from members in the community, again, is that there be a citywide Black History Month event that honors the legacy and contributions of folks here in Sandy Springs, including DeWalds Alley and families like the Peters, and the Juneteenth celebration rooted specifically in Sandy Springs' own history of emancipation and citizenship, including the land that we stand on now. And again, I hope this will be something that we can move forward within the city. And I will go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you. I got to run
Mr. Carter.
the Citizens Police Academy. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. Next. Okay. Well, we'll close the public comment period. Is there a motion to approve the meeting agenda?
Mayor Paul,
Mr. Paulson,
I move approval of the meeting agenda for Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026.
is there a second? Motion by Mr. Paulson, seconded by Mr. Roberts, that we approve the meeting agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. The question's on approval of the meeting agenda. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The agenda is approved. Moving to consent agenda, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Mayor Paul,
Ms. Mueller,
I move that we approve the consent agenda for Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026.
is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Ms. Mueller, seconded by Ms. Ford, that we approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. The question's on the consent agenda. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Consent agenda is approved. Moving to presentations and public hearing. Will the clerk please read the first item?
This is agenda item number 2026-055. That's ABL number 119901. Consideration of an alcoholic beverage license application for Avit Group LLC doing business as Anja Bar and Lounge at 8290 Roswell Road, Suite 500B, Sandy Springs, Georgia 30350. The applicant is Courtney Catherine Maven for consumption beer, wine, and distilled spirit. This is presented by Revenue Supervisor Tammy Edwards.
Ms. Edwards.
Hello. Good evening, Mayor Paul and City Council. This is a new application for alcoholic beverage license for consumption on premises for wine, malt beverages, and distilled spirits. And it is Avit Group LLC doing business as Anya Bar and Lounge at 8290 Roswell Road, Suite 500B, Sandy Springs, Georgia 30350. The applicant, Courtney Catherine Maven, has met all the requirements and staff recommendations for approval. And this is for the change of ownership in District 2 for Councilwoman Dr. Melody Kelly.
All right, you've heard the report of the Revenue Supervisor. What's the desire of council?
Mayor Paul,
Dr. Kelly.
I move approval of agenda item 2026-055, consideration of an alcoholic beverage license application for Avid Group LLC, doing business as Anja Bar and Lounge at 8290 Roswell Road, Sandy Springs, Georgia, 30350.
You have a motion by Dr. Kelly. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Dr. Kelly, seconded by Mr. Paulson, that we approve agenda item 2026-055, an alcoholic beverage license application for Avid Group at 8290 Roswell Road. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. The question's on agenda item 2026-055, the alcoholic beverage license application for Avid Group. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The item is approved. Clerk, please read the next item.
This is agenda item number 2026-056. That's ABL number 28378. Consideration of approval of an alcoholic beverage license application for JM Lifestyle Group LLC, doing business as Omnia Room for 5920 Roswell Road, Building A, Suite 115, Sandy Springs, Georgia, 30328. The applicant is Reginald Weeks for consumption on the premises, wine, malt, and distilled spirits, presented by Revenue Supervisor Tammy Edwards.
Ms. Edwards.
Mayor Paul, this is a new application for alcoholic beverage license for consumption on premises for wine, malt beverages, and distilled spirits. JM Lifestyles Group LLC, doing business as Omnia Room, 5920 Roswell Road, Building A, Suite 115, Sandy Springs, Georgia, 30328. The applicant, Reginald Weeks, has met all the requirements, and the staff recommends approval. This is the new alcoholic beverage license application in District 3 for Councilwoman Melissa Mueller.
All right, you've heard the report of the Revenue Supervisor. What's the desire of council?
Mayor Paul,
Ms. Mueller.
I move that we approve agenda item 2026-056, the approval of an alcoholic beverage license application for JM Lifestyle Group LLC, doing business as Omnia Room for 5920 Roswell Road, Building A, Suite 115, Sandy Springs, Georgia, 30328.
Have a motion by Ms. Mueller. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Ms. Mueller, seconded by Mr. Chinsky, that we approve agenda item 2026-056, an alcoholic beverage license applications for JM Lifestyle Group at 5920 Roswell Road. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. The question's on agenda item 2026-056, an alcoholic beverage license application for JM Lifestyle Group. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The item is approved. Moving to new business, the clerk, please read the first item.
This is agenda item number 2026-057, consideration of a resolution to appoint a member to the Sandy Springs Board of Appeals. This is presented by Mayor Rusty Paul.
As I had mentioned in previous meetings, we have a few terms that are ending, and I am in the process of bringing those back to you. This is a position on the Sandy Springs Board of Appeals, and I am nominating Mr. Jeffrey Howe to the position there. I think you've all received Mr. Howe's resume. Very, very strong background in business, and I think he would be an amazing addition to the Board of Appeals. Is there a motion?
Mayor Paul,
Mr. Paulson.
I move approval of agenda item 2026-057, consideration of a resolution to appoint a member of the Sandy Springs Board of Appeals, Mr. Jeff Howe.
Have a motion by Mr. Paulson. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Paulson, seconded by Mr. Chinsky, that we approve agenda item 2026-057, a resolution appointing Jeffrey Howe to the Sandy Springs Board of Appeals. Any discussion?
Mayor Paul,
All right, Mr. Paulson.
real quickly, I know Jeff, known him for a couple of years now. Good, solid, smart guy. I'm sure he'll do a great job.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Kelly.
So we did not get the resume, or at least maybe I didn't. I don't know.
I don't think that I did either.
Yeah, I didn't get the resume.
Okay,
So-
I can double check and I can forward it to you now.
Okay, so with that, so just, I'm going to have to rely on you two for a little bit of background here. You said strong business background.
Right. He is he's a native of Wisconsin, but has lived here in Sandy Springs for a long time. He's his most recent assignment. He had retired and was drawn back into business as the CEO of a corporation, and his tenure there is ending. shortly. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what businesses he's been involved in, but he's been corporate CEO, as I say, a lot of good background, very active in community affairs around the city for several years. I wish I had a copy of the resume, too. I could go through it better. I've just known him for about 4 years now, and I think he'd be an ideal addition. I'm trying to bring in some new talent to the table on some of these appointments. So
Did he go through the leadership?
he has not yet. No.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought that was a requirement. Okay, thanks.
Any other discussion?
Mayor Paul.
Mr. Pachinski.
I'll just add, so Jeff is one of my constituents. He ran for city council in 2021.
Yeah.
I think he's got a nice business background also, and we'll happily support him.
Yeah. Any other discussion? I'm sorry about the failure to get the resume. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. The question is on agenda item 2026-057, the appointment of a member to the Sandy Springs Board of Appeals. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The item is approved. Moving to the next item. Clerk, please read the next.
This is agenda item number 2026-58, consideration of a resolution to approve contract award to Mansana Construction, Inc. for the bridge maintenance and repair project, and to authorize the city manager to execute the contract. This is presented by Public Works Director Marty Martin.
Mr. Martin.
Mayor and council, good evening. Tonight I bring before you a recommendation to award a bridge maintenance and repair contract to Mansana Construction for the maintenance and repair of 13 vehicular bridges and 2 pedestrian bridges within the city of Sandy Springs. A little background on the project itself. The city allocates funding on an annual basis for maintenance and repair of city bridges. As a part of GDOT's program to assess all statewide bridges, using their most recent bridge maintenance and repair report, the city acquired the services of a consultant to prepare plans and documents to forward or advance this work to maintain and repair the bridges. To that end, the city issued an invitation to bid for the project on September 11th of 2025. A pre-bid conference was held on October 10th, 2025. The city received 4 bids prior to the deadline of November 4th, 2025. From those bids included bids from Wilson Construction Management, Mansana Construction, North Georgia Concrete, and Suncoast Restoration and Waterproofing. The lowest bidder, first reviewed, Wilson Construction Management, LLC, was deemed non-responsive because the firm did not successfully complete the city's required reference verification process, as is a part of our vetting for construction contractors in addition to receiving the bid, among other requirements. City staff then evaluated the next lowest bidder, Mansana Construction, included its bid response and reference verifications, and determined Mansana Construction to be the lowest responsive and responsible bidder. Accordingly, the city staff recommends that award of this contract to Mansana Construction in the amount of $872,574. There are sufficient funds within the bridge maintenance and repair program to award this contract.
All right, you've heard the report of the Public Works Director. What's the desire of council?
Mayor Paul.
Mr. Paulson.
I move approval of agenda item 2026-058, resolution to approve a contract award to Mansana Construction for the bridge maintenance and repair project and to authorize city manager to execute same.
A motion by Mr. Paulson. Is there a second? Motion by Mr. Paulson, seconded by Mr. Roberts, that we approve agenda item 2026-059, a resolution approving a contract award to Mansana Construction for bridge maintenance repair, bridge repair. Any discussion?
Mayor Paul.
Mr. Paulson.
Marty, has Mansana worked for us before?
They have. They completed our most recent bridge maintenance and repair, and very satisfactorily so.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other discussion?
Mayor Paul.
Ms. Ford.
Marty, is it possible to understand the additional life that these repairs will give to these bridges? Like when we would expect to come back and do another round of repairs?
So we'll, as a part of GDOT's statewide bridge inspections, our bridges will be inspected or are inspected every 2 years. So the next round will be toward the end of this year that we'll receive that bridge maintenance and repair report, turned the deficiency report. So we expect that in some cases, it's not as, for some of the work might actually include, say, scour at the base of the bridge, those kinds of things. Maybe there's some erosion down there. So that's a recurring problem. We'd expect to see some bridges have every 2 years, see that we have to return to reinforce the banks, et cetera. And then some other work might be to spall repairs, some damaged concrete on the bridge, those kinds of things. You might only do that once, and then that's good for 10, 15 years, whatever the case is. So the elements that are included in the bridge maintenance and repair report may be recurring elements for some bridges, depending on how the waterways act underneath the bridge, as well as some structural elements that may be there for quite some time after they do that. So with that said, I don't know that I can tell you forecast necessarily for a life extension on the bridge as much as dealing with the necessary items appropriate to keep the bridge in good condition at the time. And as well with this contract offering, you'll see 2 pedestrian bridges offered. We brought our consultant on. GDOT inspects roadway bridges, not pedestrian bridges, so we asked our consultant to provide the additional inspection on the pedestrian bridges and incorporate them into the program this time, which normally wouldn't have happened with highway bridges. So in the interest of keeping up with those pedestrian bridges as well.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. The question's on agenda item 2026-059, a resolution to approve a contract award to Masonic Construction for bridge maintenance and repair. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The item is approved. Moving to the next item.
This is agenda item number 2026-059, consideration of a resolution to approve contract award to R&B Developer, Inc. to construct the 6445 and 6450 Powers Ferry Road Stormwater Maintenance and Repair Project, and to authorize the city manager to execute the contract. Presented by Public Works Director Marty Martin.
Mr. Martin.
All right, Mayor and Council, in this case, we bring an award recommendation that you approve a contract award to R&B Developer Incorporated for maintenance and repair work on stormwater systems on Powers Ferry Road at 6445, 6450 Powers Ferry Road. That's on that portion of Powers Ferry between the Chattahoochee River, Cobb County line, and Northside Drive, immediately south of I-285. To that end, in 2025, the city had engaged a consultant to develop plans to correct deficiencies discovered in the stormwater system at that address, crossing the street there. The project scope of this work includes renovation of a failed head wall, as well as rehabilitation of 2 twin 48-inch diameter corrugated metal pipes, a 24-inch diameter corrugated pipe, plus work on upstream and downstream of that to protect and stabilize banks in advance of and beyond the storm drainage structure there. To advance the work of this project, the city issued an invitation to bid on December 3rd of 2025, soliciting bids from qualified contractors. A non-mandatory pre-bid meeting was held on December 10th, and an addendum clarifying questions and responses to bidders was issued on December 22nd, and a second addendum issued on December 30th. 3 bids were received on January the 7th, the bid due date. Bid results were follows from R&B Developer, the low and most responsive and responsible bidder, a bid of $421,809, plus bids from Vertical Earth and Kajin Construction and Rehabilitation Services. Upon review of the bids, the staff recommends a contract award be made to the lowest, most responsible and responsive bidder, R&B Developer Incorporated, in the amount of $421,809. In this case, we have not used R&B Developer before, but our reference check indicated from other clients that this was a responsive and capable contractor, and in our opinion, capable of managing the work associated with this project. So with that and the funds available within the Stormwater Capital Maintenance and Improvements account, we recommend award.
Yeah, I move the slide up a little bit so we can see what the numbers were. Okay, thank you. You've heard the report of the Public Works Director. What's the desire of council?
Mayor Paul.
Mr. Chinsky.
I move approval of agenda item 2026-059, a resolution to approve contract award to R&B Developer, Inc. to construct the 6445 and 6450 Powers Ferry Road Stormwater Maintenance and Repair Project, and to authorize the city manager to execute the contract.
We have a motion by Mr. Chinsky. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Ford. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. The question's on agenda item 2026-059, a resolution to approve contract award to R&B developer to construct 6445, 6450 Powers Ferry Road stormwater maintenance and repair project. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The item is approved. Moving to the next item, the clerk will please read the next one.
This is agenda item number 2026-060. Consideration of an ordinance to amend Chapter 22 of the General Code of Ordinances, Article 2, Division 1, Section 36, regarding water supply and fire flow adequacy study required for permit issuance to replace Section 11 of the Sandy Springs Technical Manual and to provide for an effective date and for other purposes. This is presented by Fire Chief Keith Sanders.
Chief Sanders.
Mayor and Council, before you tonight is a request for consideration to amend the Chapter 22 that was outlined and asking that the proposed text amendments, which would require a water flow and adequacy study for multi-unit and single-unit attached projects, be approved so that the city can confirm in advance that both fire protection and domestic water needs will be reliably met and that there are necessary off-site improvements are identified and addressed before development approvals are granted. In the ordinance draft, it does show there what would be, I would say, triggers that would require this. It's a development, land disturbance, or permit for any multi-unit and single-unit attached projects. Also, any approval for a project that includes new or extended public water mains. Any approval for a project that the city engineer or fire marshal determines may significantly affect the water system. For these projects referred above, the city shall not issue a development permit, land disturbance permit, a building permit, or a subdivision approval, site approval, or a certificate of occupancy until a water study and fire flow adequacy study has been completed, submitted, and approved by the city. What we would work, the fire department plans to attend each week. Community development has a developers meeting where they meet with the customers. We will have participation in those meetings, and during those discussions, we will outline the requirements for those upcoming or proposed projects. And I'll be glad to answer any other questions that you may have if you have them.
You've heard the report of the fire chief. What's the desire of council?
Mayor Paul,
Mr. Paulson.
I move approval of agenda item 2026-060 and consideration of an ordinance to amend Chapter 22 of the General Code of Ordinance, Article 2, Division 1, Section 36, regarding water supply and fire flow adequacy study required for permanent issuance to replace Section 11 of the Sandy Springs Technical Manual and to provide for an effective date and for other purposes.
Motion by Mr. Paulson. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Paulson, seconded by Ms. Mueller, that we approve agenda item 2026-060, an ordinance amending Chapter 22 of the General Code of Ordinances, Article 2, Division 1, Section 36, regarding water supply and fire flow adequacy study required for permit issuance to replace Section 11 of the Sandy Springs Technical Manual. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. The question is on agenda item 2026-060, an ordinance amending Chapter 22 of the General Code of Ordinances to require a water supply and fire flow adequacy study. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. It is approved. Moving to reports, a couple of three things. One, we had a nice visit last week with Georgia Supreme Court Justice Charlotte LaGrua. She came to just have lunch with the city manager and me. It was a very nice chat. And then they wanted to see a tour of the facility. Justice LaGrua had been in this room on three occasions, swearing all of us in. But I don't think she had had an opportunity to see the entire facility. So, and she brought the court's director of security along to check it out too. So it was a good meeting. The North Fulton mayors met this past week. We had a session with the mayors and the city managers to talk about laying out the plans for the service delivery strategy negotiations we've got to enter into with the county. Later this year, we're expecting that the county will make that call sometime in early April. We'll have to December the 31st to negotiate whatever agreement will need to be made. They'll be between the county and the cities. The mayor's agreed to put together a list of things that we'd like to have the county address as part of the service delivery strategy. For those who may not know what have been through the service delivery strategy process, this is required by law. It's a great law in the state that requires the counties and the cities to get together to make sure that there's no double taxation and there's no duplication of services. So we're supposed to negotiate who does what services and who pays for them. So that'll be the process. The carrot is that you get to make those decisions yourself. The stick is if you don't reach that conclusion, then you become ineligible for state and federal grants, or at least the federal grants that flow through the state. So it's a very significant set of negotiations. And so we're preparing for those, and the city managers are supposed to get together and put together a list. I mean, some of the things that will probably be discussed are the jail and animal control, and clearly our relationship with the city of Atlanta over water, not only the rates but the service, the level of service that we're getting and the maintenance and other issues related to the water system will be part of that conversation. So that is just beginning, and I will try and keep everybody in the loop about how those go as we go through and approach that. I presume we'll be starting to meet sometime end of April or early May if the county makes the call. Commissioner Bob Ellis was there, and he kind of laid out the county's position, which is we like the way things are. So I'm sure they do. Cities may have a slightly different opinion about that, and we'll be putting that together. And then finally, we had a thank you dinner party at Manny and Stacy Fialco's home for the donors of the Police Foundation. The Police Foundation has gotten off to a really good start. As you know, it's something that's authorized under state law, and we've tried to optimize our participation in that, and the community's really stepped up. You're capped at $3 million a year in what you can raise, but we are also getting a lot of getting money from others who don't necessarily they support our police department, but don't necessarily need or want the tax credits to go along with it. So you're limited on the tax credits, but you're not limited on the donations that you can take in. So, but that was a good opportunity to say thank you to the people who are stepping up and financially helping us to provide the equipment and the other assets that the police department need to be the best police department. It already is the best police department anywhere, and this will just help us keep them there. So that's my report. Is anybody else? Mr. Paulson.
Thank you, Mayor. I have two quick things. This police foundation is a way for you to take your state taxes that you're going to pay anyhow and divert them to a local qualified law enforcement agency. City of Sandy Springs Police Department is such. So if you're going to pay taxes anyhow to the state, this is one way to divert them to your local police department. And so that started 2 years ago, and they had a pretty good year last year, and they're moving forward. There is also a signature event coming up April 19th, which is a exotic car show that's going to be held April 19th here. It's being powered by the Caffeine and Octane folks. And if you know anything about Caffeine and Octane, they hold these monthly car shows that this past weekend had 30,000 people come to the show. So anyway, so they're hosting it. It's our first annual. It's going to be a Sunday, April 19th, and tickets are on sale. Go to the foundation website and purchase your tickets and see some of the most exotic, expensive cars you're ever going to see in one area, and that's going to be here, April 19th.
Mr. Piskey, who is a Sandy Springs native, has stepped up and helps a lot of our community groups. He ran movies for Moonlight for quite a long time, and had Caffeine and Octane out here until the apartment folks were trying to sleep in on a Sunday morning. Objected a little bit to the revving of the engines that occur occasionally at car shows. So anyway, I think that'll be a good opportunity. Anybody else? Ms. Mueller.
So I just wanted to give a shout out to our transportation team, to Public Works for the transportation master plan listening sessions that were held this week. I did go to the one here at City Hall in the afternoon. I wanted to see what the attendance, and I think there were some people that came, and I think having options is good. And if anyone missed that, I believe the comments are still open through March 12th. So that's really important to set the stage for the T-Splost. So thank you for that, Marty and team, and looking forward to the output from that.
Mayor Paul?
Ms. Ford.
So last week, Councilmember Roberts, Councilmember Chinsky, and I attended newly elected officials training at the Carl Vinson Institute of Government in Athens. This is a training session that's required by law. And I thought it was very informative, lots of good networking with other new council members across the state, and especially those from other cities in Fulton County. And I found the municipal revenue streams section probably the most informative.
Yeah, and it may be changing. Who knows?
Yes.
All right, anybody else? Mr. Chinsky.
To piggyback on Councilwoman Ford, the audit and financial section or class, I have to say I want to shout out to Tony, because having a clean audit and having transparent finances available is not something that most cities take for granted in our state. So thank you for that. A couple other quick things. So as mentioned during public comment, I got to attend a Black History Month at the River Cliff Lutheran Church in the North End. I thought it was very cool to hear from some of our older residents who, in living memory, remember when a lot of Sandy Springs was dirt roads, and really kind of how far we've come as a city was really neat. I'll add on to the Police Foundation. One thing we learned at the thank you dinner was that if you have stocks in a brokerage account, you can now transfer that directly into the foundation and get the tax credit or tax deduction and avoid paying capital gains on it, which is kind of a cool option. I'll say tonight or very soon, the Atlanta Jewish Film Festival is wrapping up, and I know several of us have gone to either opening night or some of the other festivities, so glad to have them here. And I'll end with a shout out to the grounds crew at the Morgan Falls Athletic Complex. Spring training is underway for Sandy Springs Youth Sports, and we are playing 8U softball. And with all the spring weather we've had and all the rain, the fields have been in really great shape. So we're very excited for opening day festivities next Saturday, the 14th. And just thank you for keeping the complex in good shape.
Thank you. Dr. Kelly.
Thank you. Okay, first, I'll give my kudos. Mine is going to go to Sandy Springs Police Department because of the, what was it? The raid. I'll put it that way. I forgot the name of the operation, or Safe Haven? No Safe Haven, something like that, yeah. So kudos to SSPD. Thank you. Sincerely from the North End. I also want to, I want to just take a moment and I want to just just provide a little information related to Juneteenth in response to some of what was brought up in the public comment. I just want to be clear about how serious the city takes that event, just to be clear. So the person who's mentioned, the oldest Black resident, she was actually a part of our first. So you heard her speak yesterday. She spoke 2 years ago. I held her hand, brought her on stage. She was a part of it. She was the center of it. Also, from the very beginning, we have incorporated Linwood Park. So the reason that we partner with Brookhaven is because Brookhaven actually took the step of preserving the historical significance, formally doing that, of a historically Black neighborhood that is not far from DeWalt's Alley. And they actually, in doing that, preserve a little bit of the history of DeWalt's Alley. So every Juneteenth event, we center Linwood Park and DeWalt's Alley in that way. Also, we partner with the city of Dunwoody. The reason we partner with the city of Dunwoody is because they have a nonprofit organization there called the Dunwoody Preservation Trust. And what they do for us is they actually, what they can provide at the event is an opportunity to immerse yourself in where things were at the time during the Civil War and before and after that. So they are able to kind of say where plantations and slaves and things like that were. That's all centered. That's all a part of the event. Lastly, I also want to say we have a very robust genealogy program. You want to know how robust? We partner with the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints, because they have a genealogy platform that's free for users called Family Search. So they show up here on Juneteenth with laptops in hand, so people can actually search the records right there at the site, at the event. And then lastly, and this is the part that's actually relevant to this week, the city recognizes that it's not just important to look back, but to look forward. So guess what happened Monday? We kicked off the third iteration of our youth digital art program. So right upstairs at Barfield, we had just over 20 teenagers from North Springs High School, Riverwood High School, Sandy Springs Middle School, Ridgeview Middle School, and Dunwoody High School for free. Guess what they're doing? For 14 weeks, they are going to get immersed in a curriculum. They are taking every Monday to be with us physically or online to learn the skill of digital art to create work so that they can present it at Juneteenth. So I just want the city to know that we take it very serious here. So thank you.
All right. Staff reports? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Paulson.
I move we approve. We adjourn.
Mr. Paulson moves
We
adjournment.
approve adjournment.
Mr. Paulson moves adjournment, seconded by Mr. Roberts. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. We are adjourned. You folks knew what my timing schedule was. You ended just right when I had to leave. All right. Let me go do my last thing.